তোমাদের সব হ্যাঁ আসেনি, আসবে না? কবে আসবে? শেষ হয়ে গেল অবস্থা কিন্তু খুব মনে রাখতে হচ্ছে। ওটা কন্টিনিউ তখন থেকে চলছে, কেউ নেই, 14 জন মাত্র। মাইক্রোফোন কত দূর যাবে? এই ঘরের মধ্যে শোনা যাবে। ঠিক আছে, বলছে মাইক্রোফোনে ডেকে দিই। কি বাজার অবধি না তাদের ঘর অবধি চলে যাবে মাইক্রোফোনের সাউন্ড। আরে ডাক্তার সব ফোনে ফোনে সব অবস্থা খুব খারাপ। বাইরে থেকে সব বিশেষ পার্সোনাল এসেছেন আর ওরা খাওয়া খাচ্ছ বাইরে। আরে সব ডেকে নিয়ে আসো, চলে এসো। আরে ফোনে ডাকো সব তাড়াতাড়ি, ফোনে সব ডাকো তাড়াতাড়ি।
Energy and energy and
দেখছি, আমি যখন খুলি দেখি খুলে পড়ে যাবে, পরে তার আগে ফিরে যাবে। শরীরটা কোথায় আগে দেখে গেছে কি কেউ দেখে
আমার মনে হয় চেয়ারগুলো ইয়ে করা অর্গানাইজ করতে গেলে হয়ে গেছে। চেয়ারটা যে বন্ধ থাকে
ও আজকে ইয়ে কোথায়
কি
টেমপ্লেট গুলো একে কনভেন্স করে দে তখন আমি যে নতুন যাবে সুশান্ত কুমার রাম
স্যার
লেকচার আছে এখানে তো নেই, কালকে ছিল বের করে দিতে হবে। আচ্ছা কালী প্রসন্ন আর শিবব্রত দিয়েছে তো?
এই তো স্যার
আর সুশান্ত কুমার রাম নিচে আছে সুশান্ত কুমার রাজের টেমপ্লেট আছে হয়েছে আচ্ছা মানব বাবু কি নিচে আছে বললে আমি বের করে দিই আমাদের সোসাইটিতে বলেছি কেউ নেই টোটাল না
এই তোমরা এগিয়ে এসো।
সামনে 3টে করে রো ছেড়ে 4টে করে রো ছেড়ে তোমরা এগিয়ে এসো, ঠিক আছে? প্রত্যেকটা এতে 4টে করে ছেড়ে দুটো সাইডে এগিয়ে এসো।
সবাই তো আছে আপনি
তোমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি এই রুমের সামনে চলে এসো, একদম একদম সামনে চলে এসো, সবাই সামনে চলে এসো, একদম সামনে থেকে বসো। এই তো এই দ্বিতীয়টা থেকে বসো, সেকেন্ডটা থেকে বসো, সেকেন্ডটায় বসো। এই যে জেন্টলম্যান প্লিজ এগিয়ে এসো, এগিয়ে এসো। ওটা না আগেরটা থার্ড, হ্যাঁ এই তো ফোর্থ।
কি বলছি শোনো, এই দুটা কপি তোমাদের দিচ্ছি, গতকাল যারা সিগনেচার করেছে তারা মানে 5 তারিখেও যে সিগনেচারটা করেছো আবার আসো। আর 6 তারিখে যেটা আছে এটাও সিগনেচার ক্লিয়ার। 5 তারিখে গতকাল সিগনেচার করেছো
আরে ডাকো ডাকো ফোনে ডাকো সব
হয়ে গেছে।
আরে যেখানে মানুষ করে নিয়ে আসো সব
এই লাইভটা চালু হয়ে গেছে নাকি?
লেখার দরকার নেই, দেখো
এই নিচে নিচে অন্য ডিপার্টমেন্টে
লাইভ চলছে?
নাম দিয়েছে
লাইভ চলছে
কি বললা?
সাউন্ড হচ্ছে
এটা আলাদা দিকে।
এখনো তাড়াতাড়ি লাইভ কেউ এই লিঙ্কটা অন করুন
আমি যে আমি দেখলাম তো এটা এটাতেও করে যা এটা বাদ এই এমএনএস কপি আর উদ্ধার করা তো কি আছে ওখানে আছে এই স্যার
এই তো
এটা আমি
হ্যাঁ এই যে ফাঁকা
এটা তার ক্ষেত্রে এটা
হ্যালো
ওখান থেকে শুনবো, এটাই শুনবো।
এই আমরা এখন শুরু করতে 5 তারিখে তো শুরু 6 তারিখে এই
এইটা আছে। কোনটা দেখুন না ডাউনলোড করতে আমার কালকে
এখনই পাঠিয়েছি এখনই লিঙ্ক পাঠিয়েছি
গ্রুপে
এসেছে আমি দেখেছি
ये तो आरो थी किसी नहीं आज तो ये कॉल अरे बात नहीं ক্লাস হচ্ছিল তখন
এটাকে সামনে
এখানে দিচ্ছি না এর প্রথম দু পেজে কেউ করবে না বুঝেছেন প্রথম দু পেজ কেউ করবে না তারপর থেকে একবার টানা করবে না না ভাই এই স্টিকার করো
স্যার বসুন বসুন আমি তো ওখানে নিচে চলে যাবো না
সেটা আসছে সেটা আসছে কাজ করবে
আসুন আসুন।
আচ্ছা গগনবাবু আপনার কিন্তু বেশি সময় নেই, আপনাকে আপনার দুজনকেই চলে যেতে হবে। কালকের মতো আবার টেকনিক্যাল সেশন আপনাদেরকে দিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা লিঙ্ক ইউটিউব লাইভ চলছে কিন্তু সব সময় লাইভ চলছে।
যখন আমরা যাবো তখন তো
একটা লিঙ্ক তৈরি করে দিয়ে দিন।
দিয়ে দেন না কি করবো।
क्या चीज है आपको बात है
আজকের প্রোগ্রাম
আমি ছাড়িনি, আমি যাই কম্পিউটার থেকে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক 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 ঠিক।
আচ্ছা আর একটা কার লিঙ্ক থেকে দেবো। আজকে আমি থাকছি না, চলে যাচ্ছি নিচে, সময় হয়ে গেছে অনলাইনে।
ওটা রেজিস্ট্রেশন রিসিভ করেছো?
তারা করেছে
না ওটা আপনার কলেজ করেছে এই সেমিনারের জন্য
রেজিস্ট্রেশন? হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
তো আমাকে একটু দাম না।
রিসিভ লিস্ট।
হ্যাঁ না রিসিভ মানে রিসিপ্টটা একটা রিসিভ রেজিস্ট্রেশন রিসিপ্ট যেটা সেটা जो করেন 200 টাকা 100 টাকা রিসিভ একটা দেয় না, বুঝতে পারছি না।
অনলাইন 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 অল আর অনলাইন।
अच्छा ठीक है দিয়ে দিবেন
বার করে দেবেন আমার কলেজ মিলে কাজ।
আপনি কি পেমেন্ট করেছেন?
মানে আমরা কলেজকে আমি সিএল হয়ে যাবে কালকে।
সার্টিফিকেট দিন।
তো আমার কি ভাবছি বলছি কি রিসিপ্ট তারা নাই দেবে সিসি নোটিস লাগবে জানি আমি তো ফলস করে দিই ওরা বলছি কি সার্টিফিকেটটা ফলস করে দিতে পারে কিন্তু রেজিস্ট্রেশনটা মানে ফলস করে একটা একটা করেছো তো আমাকে প্রিন্ট আউট একটু দিতে পারবেন?
বানিয়ে দেবো।
একটু করে দেন প্লিজ। আজ
আপনি চলুন, আর নিচে আমি বসে আপনি যেমন বলবেন আমি করে বানিয়ে দেবো।
একদম কমিয়ে দিয়েছি 24-এ দিয়ে।
আপনার রিসিপ্ট কি হবে?
রিসিভ না
আপনি রিসেন্ট
মানে আগের সপ্তাহে পুরো পাঠিয়ে দেন। মানে আজকে তো শনিবার
এটা সেশন পেপার
অনলাইন
তো আমাদেরকে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম, তো আপনি ভালো করে জানেন যেটা সম্বন্ধে আমরা পুরো কীভাবে আমরা যা করছিলাম, আমি যা করে পাঠিয়েছিলাম পুরো কাটসাট করে এবং ঘন্টা ঘেঁটে পাঠানো হয়েছে। আপনি আপনি তো এটা ভালো করে জানেন। এর আগের দুবার যে শিডিউল সেটা আমার নিজের হাতের ব্যাপার, এটা পুরো মানে হেড অফিস থেকে এসেছে।
এটা হচ্ছে বড় অভ্যাস।
এর আগের দুবারে
না তারপরে আর বলবো না।
হ্যাঁ স্যার বলুন। এর আগের দুবার কি আপনার করতে কোনো কষ্ট হয়েছিল? একবার আমাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করতে হবে, কিন্তু আপনি আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করছেন আমার কোনো সম্পূর্ণ জিজ্ঞেস করতে
অক্ষর পালন করিয়া চলিবে। এর দায়বদ্ধতা আপনার। আমার বিমান হইলে যাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করা তাহাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করিবে। এর দায়বদ্ধতা আপনার।
रुचि
চন্দন আজকে আসবে না? আজকে আসবে।
আরে এটা বানানো হয়েছে, নামটা কোনো ফ্যাক্টর না, টাইম সিগন্যালটা ব্যাপার।
নেই মানে নেই, এই তো আছে।
ওটা নেই, তাহলে নাম একটা সেট অনলাইন বুক করা হয়েছে, অনলাইন চলছে।
আমি রঘুনাথ থেকে বলছি।
স্যার কেমন আছেন? বসুন স্যার।
স্যার ভালো আছে?
মোটামুটি
কালি গেছিলেন আপনার? হ্যাঁ কালি
না, কালিয়া আসছিলাম, কালিয়া
একটু বাড়ি
টিচার্স কাউন্সিলের মিটিং ছিল ওর সাথে।
ডক্টর হয়ে গিয়েছে, আপনার চিকিৎসা করেছে।
অনলাইন সেশনে দেওয়া হচ্ছে টুর্নামেন্টের জন্য, শুরু হয়ে যাবে 10-15 মিনিট আগে। আপনার কাছ থেকে আপনার মোবাইলে চার্জ আপনার কাছ থেকে কখন আমি আপনার নিশ্চয়ই কারণ আপনার নিয়েছি।
ये जो चावल नाले लास्ट हम
স্যার তখন থেকে দিয়ে গেছেন লাইভে। স্যার এটা বন্ধ করে একটা নতুন লিঙ্ক দিন।
সবাই অপেক্ষা করতে না আসলে এই জন্য
I request all of the audience to be seated early so that we can begin. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to the second day of the ICSSR-sponsored two-day national seminar on Janajati's contribution to the development of Indian knowledge system, organized by the Department of Sanskrit, Yogoda Satsanga Palpara Mahavidyalaya, in collaboration with the Department of Sanskrit, Swarnamoy Jogendranath Mahavidyalaya, and the Department of Sanskrit, Shobhu Shojanikanta Mahavidyalaya. Yesterday we had two very beautiful lecture sessions as well as a cultural program and the inaugural session. We were highly pleased with the outcome. Today is the second day of this seminar and I welcome you to the plenary session today. Let me just announce that the moderator for this plenary session is Professor G.C. Nando, former Vice Chancellor, Netaji Subhash University, Jamshedpur. Now, let me introduce you to the dignitaries present on the dais. We have with us today Professor Dr. Pradip Kumar Mishra, our Honorable Principal Sir, who is also the chairperson of the organizing committee for this seminar. We have with us Professor G.C. Nando, former Vice Chancellor, Netaji Subhash University, Jamshedpur. We have with us Professor Shivabrata Dash, Professor and Head of the Department of Geography, Devonshire University, Cuttack. We have with us Dr. Kalikrishna Sharpati, Educationist and Public Speaker from Cuttack. That being said, I now request the faculty members of the Department of Sanskrit of our college to felicitate our guests. I request Dr. Loki Advasharani, convener of this seminar, to felicitate Professor G.C. Nando, who is going to be the moderator for the session today, the plenary session today. I request Dr. Shuktranala Tadau to felicitate Dr. Kalikrishna Sharpati. Professor Dr. Pradip Kumar Mishra will be presenting the Manpatra to Dr. Kalikrishna Sharma. I request Dr. Shatrinath Agav to felicitate Professor Shivabrata Das. I request all the dignitaries to return to the stage. May I request Dr. Lokikanta Sharangi to felicitate our Honorable Principal, Professor Dr. Pradip Kumar Mishra. We shall begin the plenary session with a lecture by Professor Shivabrata Das, Professor and Head of the Department of Geography, Revenja University, Cuttack. May I request Professor G.C. Nanda to take over as moderator.
So friends, good morning everybody. How are you all? Okay, yesterday we missed you all. Today our resource persons present here, they are excited, enthusiastic to express themselves. Are you ready? Are you all ready to listen to them? Yes. मेरे को सुनाई नहीं देता है. Are you all ready? Yes. Have you the patience? Yes. Lunch तक हो जाएगा? ठीक है. So we have two finalists of national repute. Thanks to your authority, principal of the college. Thanks to Dr. Sadangi, the convener, for having invited great personalities like Professor Shivabrata Das. इन सब इनको टाइम अलग करेंगे. अगर आप पेशेंस नहीं रखोगे इनके टाइम कमा देंगे, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. वो तो बस बोलते रहते हैं, इधर उधर जाते हैं. राइट. So the first panelist here is Professor Sivabrata Das. We'll listen to him. He is a man with a very strong background in geography. He had his PhD from Jawaharlal University, New Delhi. He is doing very well in Ravisa University. At present, he is the head of the department. In fact, when I was in Ravisa, he was my colleague, right? So therefore, I know him pretty well. So let us give him a big hand. Thank you. And then he will be followed by one of our experts. He is Dr. Kaliprasanna Satpathy, a man from Sanskrit background. Sanskrit, I have told yesterday to Lakshmi ji that where are your people? This is your cup of tea. कल इनको बोला था, मैंने कहा ये तो इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम, ये तो हमारी कप ऑफ टी नहीं है, हमारी बस की बात नहीं है, आपके लोग कहाँ गए? Fortunately, coincidentally for all of us, he is here to address you on this knowledge system, value system, how can tribal knowledge system contribute to Indian knowledge system as a whole. Right? So, Dr. Satpathy is here. It's a great honor for me. It's a great privilege for me to coordinate the two dynamic resource persons. And now, I will not be a barrier between you and your expert resource person who is here, who is very charged, from yesterday, he's charging himself to express himself, right? So please listen to him. I think 25 minutes is
No,
okay.
sir, 40 minutes, no problem, 40 minutes.
No.
सर यार इनको लंच करने दो आप लोगों काल जैसे हाल था ना ऐसे हाल फिर हो जाएगा तो बेचारे
Okay, 25 minutes is okay, all right.
25 minutes followed by 5 minutes discussion. If any queries, any observation you have to make, he is there to answer to your queries. And again another half an hour for Dr. Satpathy. Accordingly, they will make their presentation, and I am sure that they will move you, they will impress you, they will prevail upon you quite for the next 1 hour. Thank you all.
A very good morning to a very good to one and all present here, esteemed moderator, Professor Guramcharan Ponda, Hernanda, my guest colleague, my co-panelist, Dr. Kaliprasanna Satpathy, and I think another co-panelist, Professor Sushant Kumar Raj, will be joining us soon. At the outset, I must congratulate the college for organizing the two-day national seminar on Janjati's contribution to Indian knowledge system. And I congratulate Principal Dr. Pradipta Kumar Mishra for making this event a success. I also thank the convener of this seminar, Dr. Lakshmikant Sarangi, the entire organizing team, the faculty members and students of the college for inviting us to this seminar. As Nanda said, I am an expert in geography, so I am not expert in Sanskrit. So I have very little knowledge about the Sanskrit subject and literature. But what I will do, I will gather information from different sources and will try to put before you the various aspects of tribal knowledge, Indian knowledge system, and I will emphasize on how to integrate the tribal knowledge in Indian knowledge system. The content will be like this. First, I'll talk about what is knowledge, Indian knowledge system, India's quest to become Vishwaguru, multidisciplinary education, core principle of Indian knowledge system, indigenous knowledge, contribution of Janjatis in different sectors, source of tribal knowledge, challenges of tribal knowledge, steps taken by the government, and our collective effort. So basically, I'll give you an overview of everything that you should know, all of us should know. So basically, we always talk about knowledge, Gyan, and knowledge is part of every culture. Every culture has a set of knowledge which is work as a set of various facts and information. So basically, we can categorize knowledge into two broad groups: scientific knowledge and traditional knowledge. And traditional knowledge is more important because this traditional knowledge is best maintained by our indigenous people and therefore known as indigenous knowledge. So traditional knowledge is always specific to culture, society and ecosystem because knowledge is evolved over time by the interaction of nature and culture. So it involves not in the laboratory or in the formal education institution but in the lab of nature. On the other hand, we have scientific knowledge that we study all kinds of science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, geology, geography, and even social sciences are all science subjects. So they evolve very systematically. But we can argue that the base of all scientific knowledge is traditional knowledge. The root lies in tradition, culture, the norms, the customs in the society, and sometimes we derive ideas from the tradition and make it scientific, so we have different disciplines we have in our society. And let us look at Indian knowledge system. Sir is from Sanskrit, he knows it better. According to Indian philosophy, the pursuit of knowledge, that is Gyan, wisdom, that is Pragyan, and the truth, Satya, are considered as the highest human good. The Indian knowledge system comprises of Gyan, knowledge, science, that is Vigyan, and Jivan Darshan, philosophy of life. So no other knowledge system does this. Only Indian knowledge system tries to integrate knowledge, science, and philosophy of life, which is very important. Anything minus philosophy of life doesn't have any meaning. And we have known that Indian education system has produced a list of great scholars like Chanakya, Sushruta, Aryabhatta, Varamira, Bhattacharya, Brahmaputra, Chanakya. You can name a number of scholars that our system has produced. And therefore, India is the source of many knowledge that we see throughout the world, may it be mathematics, astronomy, physics, science, social sciences, civil engineering. No, India has provided a lot of knowledge to the world knowledge system. Knowledge in India includes knowledge from ancient India and the challenges that this knowledge system faces. So it is important to pursue an Indian way of thinking, Indian way of doing things. This is very important because over the years what we have done, we have moved out from our root, from our own culture, from our own tradition. We have accepted the modern way of life, the modern way of education, so in order to make us modern. So is that modernity is actually modernity? I think no. Many scholars, even social scientists, they argue that we are mistaking the modernity. What we feel, what we study in the book, that is not actually true. Modernity is mistaken in India. Therefore, we are following a model which is based on Western society, not in Indian society. But now we are trying to reviving our old tradition, old knowledge system, old culture. So India is now in a quest to regain its status as Vishwaguru. It was Vishwaguru earlier. Now India is trying in a democratic society, in a modern society, India is trying to be Vishwaguru. Therefore, our national educational policy aims to make India a global study destination by making our education, making internationalization of higher education at home. That means, no, India will attract other universities, other colleges, scholars to India only. Not Indians will go to abroad and study there. So internationalization of higher education to home is very important. Similarly, now India is trying to provide education at a very affordable cost. Sometimes now education becomes very expensive. General Indian cannot get education because it is very expensive, and India is trying to provide education at affordable cost. And the most important thing is introduction of multidisciplinary education. Like this is a college site of higher learning, and this college has various disciplines. It has geography, economics, mathematics, and many disciplines are there. And all the disciplines are important, but students should be exposed to all kinds of discipline. So this national education policy has adopted multidisciplinarity or multidisciplinary education, flexible education system in India. And you must have heard about this national education policy. It talks about, when it talks about flexible education, that means a student of physics can take a paper from sociology. A sociology student can take a paper from mathematics. Therefore, and it has also adopted multiple entry and exit system. At every end of every year, a student is free to exit the course. He or she can leave the college, go out, and come back and join the course after a few years. So this kind of flexibility India is going to have. So therefore, this slide talks about multidisciplinary education. The second diagram is multidisciplinarity, when we have goal, and each discipline is trying to achieve that goal through adopting the concepts and methodologies. In fact, as I said, India has a long tradition of multidisciplinary education. Like we had universities in the past like Taksila, Nalanda, Vallavi, Vikramshila. These are all universities that were there in India, and they were the center of multidisciplinary educations. Like in our Indian society, in ancient India, literature such as Banabhata's Kadambari talks that it describes education as knowledge of 64 kalas, 64 arts, science, involves with that. And these 64 kalas or arts can be categorized into 4 broad categories, like Kala Gyana, that is knowledge, Kala Shastra, that is skillful art, Kala Rupa, that is visual art, Kala Kriya, that is ritual arts. So these 64 kalas can be categorized into 4 broad categories. So this notion of knowledge of many arts, what we see in modern India, is often called as liberal art, and India is trying to bring back that tradition in the future. So let us look at these 4 principles of Indian knowledge system. It focuses on 3 important points, that is Drishti, Parampara, and Laukika Prayojan. Drishti, we all know that this Drishti means perspective. We should have a perspective, and the perspective should be Indian, not Eurocentric. Sometimes Eurocentric perspective has been imposed on us. We think the way Europeans think. We should not do that. Rather, we should adopt our own way of thinking, that is Indian way of thinking. Then we have Parampara. Parampara means there should be a continuity in our knowledge. Knowledge is a continuous process. So our quest to accumulate knowledge should be unbroken, should be continuous. Then Laukika Prayojan, and our knowledge should have applicability, practical utility. So these are the three key principles of Indian knowledge systems. And therefore Government of India has taken various steps to revive Indian knowledge system under the Ministry of Education, and this cell was established in 2020. And this National Education Policy is foundation for Indian knowledge system, which aims at promoting interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity. UGC, that is University Grant Commission, has also tried to mainstreaming this Indian knowledge system in course curricula at different levels. But if you look at the UGC syllabus of different subjects, it has not incorporated the tribal knowledge, which is more important. So there is a need to integrate tribal knowledge into the Indian knowledge system. Then let us look at this tribal knowledge, or what we call indigenous knowledge. Like tribes are not only found in India, they are found all over the world, and globally tribes constitute 5% of the total population. The size is around 370 million, and there are 5,000 distinct indigenous groups throughout the world, and you must have heard about Aboriginals in Australia, Maori tribes in New Zealand, Mayas in Guatemala, Kalenjin in Kenya, and in India we have known them by different names: Adivasis, Janajatis, tribes, etc. There are different names in India. So these tribes are ethno-linguistically unique and have strong association with the land and the nature and the natural resources. And in fact, the repository of traditional knowledge, vast knowledge is there, and their knowledge has been used by different countries of the world, particularly in Africa, in Kenya, Nigeria. They use the traditional knowledge in their planning, in the states to conserve natural resources and all. So if you look at India, as I said, is a vast country, has vast population, and around 88% of its population belong to tribal communities. There are 700 tribes. And all of them, most of them, around 90% of them live in rural areas. They live in isolated areas, geographically isolated areas. We know about the caste system in India. We have scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. We say scheduled castes are disadvantaged, scheduled tribes are disadvantaged. But what distinguishes tribes from the scheduled caste is tribes live in geographically isolated areas, so they have different culture, they have different traditions than the other caste, even the scheduled caste. So where do they live in India? And we know there is in the map in the right side, you will see there is a belt from the eastern India to the western India, from Orissa, Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal through Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh up to Maharashtra and Gujarat. This is a belt of tribal population. Similarly, in the northeast India we have substantial percentage of people which are regarded as tribes. Gauranga sir yesterday talked about primitive or particularly vulnerable tribal groups. These particularly vulnerable tribal groups, previously known as primitive tribal groups. Government of India has replaced the term primitive by particularly vulnerable tribal groups. They are vulnerable to different issues, and in India there are 75 PBTs, and in Odisha the number is the highest. Number is 30, Andhra Pradesh is 12. So though government has initiated different steps to bring positive changes among tribes, there are some lacunae that has already been talked about. I will not discuss about those, but I will directly go to the contribution of these Janajatis to different aspects. The most important aspect is the health that people talk about. We know in 1948, World Health Organization defined health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. All of us have accepted that, all UN countries have accepted that. But do you think that this is the new concept? No, this is not the new concept. This concept of health was previously there in different cultures. Now I can take the example of Maori tribes in New Zealand. For Maori tribe, health is a four-dimensional concept that I mentioned in the slide. Te ta wario, which is spiritual dimension. Te ta hinagoro, psychic dimension. Te ta tinana, physical dimension. Te ta wano, the social dimension. What WHO defined in 1948, it was previously defined by the tribes, that is Maori tribes of New Zealand. So these tribes have very good ideas about health. Even we have known that they are the source of ethnomedicine, and ethnomedicine is very important for everything. Like Ayurveda is there, which is based on the ethnomedicine. And tribes have very good understanding of medicinal value of all plants, and sometimes, most of the times, they use various herbs and plant products for treating diseases and illness. So in India, Ayurveda has a long tradition, having originated in perhaps 3,000 years ago. WHO defined in 1948, but we have a long tradition that is 3,000 years ago. Similarly, these tribes have very good knowledge about the nature because they live in the forest, they are associated with the forest, nature is very strong. So we can use those knowledge system for our environmental assessment, for sustainable ecosystem management. Similarly, they also practice very healthy diet, and we are now talking about organic products. Now how to use organic product, how to produce organic product, and we can get knowledge from them regarding this. Similarly, they have contributed immensely to natural resource management and biodiversity conservation that I am not going to deal with because they worship nature. Like there is a concept of sacred groups, and in India, the sacred groups are found in different parts. Like in Khasi Jantia Hills, you will find sacred groups. In Aravalli Hills in Rajasthan, in Western Ghats in Karnataka, in Bastar in Madhya Pradesh. So there are different sites where you will find sacred groups. These tribal communities worship them. Similarly, tribal communities domesticate animals. They take care of the animals like todas of Nilgiris. If they do not domesticate some species of animals, then obviously these animals will disappear over the years. They contributed to disaster reduction also. You must have remembered the India's tsunami in 2004, which devastated Andaman and Nicobar Island. But by using their knowledge system, some of the Andaman people, tribes in Andaman and Nicobar, they survived. And when the earthquake struck, the monks moved to the higher ground, deep into the forest, and escaped them from the fury of the waves. Then I'll talk about sources of tribal knowledge. As I said, tribal knowledge is not documented; it is undocumented, and they are stored in songs, stories, drama, folklore, etc. These knowledges are conveyed to kin groups, communities, and it keep passing on. So therefore, as it is not documented, some of the traditional knowledge has disappeared from the India, India, and a scholar called Subaro, he said there is a need to protect indigenous knowledge. On one hand, knowledge is disappearing from the country, on the other hand, People are stealing the knowledge from the tribal communities and they're making it scientific. For example, there is no concept of prior informed consent. Like foreigners, Europeans, they visit India quite often. They go to the tribal areas, they try to understand the system, they learn something, they go back and they experiment on that and produce a new product. So they take the patent, but tribal people do not gain anything out of that. So this is very important. This is there is a need to safeguard that knowledge from these intruders, from the foreigners. So these foreigners are saying that they are the custodian of our knowledge, but actually they steal knowledge from these tribal communities. And another issue is dying language. When many of the tribal languages is dying, then how can we protect the tribal knowledge? Like this picture says that Raji is a particularly vulnerable tribal groups in Uttarakhand, and this language is on the verge of destination. This man is saying, protect our language, that is Raji language. Then why do language die? People say, no, do languages die? How can a language die? The answer is language die when people speaking that language die, or people migrate from their own community and go out and they forget their own language. So many of the languages are really in danger. According to an estimate, India has highest number of endangered languages. Like in India, 197 languages are in danger. If you cannot protect those languages, then we cannot protect our knowledge system. We cannot save our knowledge. We cannot document our knowledge. Like in Odisha, there are 3 languages like Manda, Korija, Pengu. In Karnataka, Kuraga, Kuruba. In Andhra Pradesh, Gadaba, Naiki. In Tamil Nadu, Kota, Toda. These are some of the examples. There are many languages which are dying because of internal, external factors. And Government of India has taken number of steps, like it has established Tribal Research Institute, and there is a digital repository, there are traditional knowledge library. There are many steps taken by the government individually or collectively. We can document typical languages, like we belong to different areas, different regions. So if you come across some languages, you just document them, because everybody has a mobile phone, smartphone. You can document that language either in terms of video audio recording or in written form. There is a need for research. People should take interest in doing research on this tribal knowledge system. The knowledge should be reported, published in magazines and journals, should be conveyed to the government. Similarly, we need to practice those knowledge sometimes. I will conclude by reading few points. Most tribal knowledge system existing today is combination of the collective wisdom, practical experience, adaptation learned throughout the time among generations through oral tradition. Their mere presence in the oral tradition or non-documented form should not diminish or marginalize space in Indian knowledge system. Jal, jungle, jamin are vital for all human societies, and the tribal knowledge system of these aspects enriches us and attaches us to the root of living. Like now we are talking about sustainable development, and the United Nations now has proposed 17 sustainable development goals and 169 targets. So all governments from different countries are trying to achieve those targets, and these targets can be achieved. We integrate some of the knowledge from the tribal system, tribal communities, then it will be easier to achieve those targets. And Indian knowledge system as part of the Indian tribal knowledge system as part of the Indian knowledge system has much to offer towards providing solution to the issues such as climate change, disaster management, conservation of biodiversity, food security, peaceful coexistence, etc. The knowledge of tribal communities will play an important role in making India a knowledge superpower. We always think of trying to make India a superpower. So we can make India a superpower if we protect this knowledge system. Last, however, this is only possible if tribal knowledge system is revisited, recognized, recorded and protected and taught to the young generation and synthesized in our policies as a part of Indian knowledge system. The conclusion is, this tribal knowledge system should be made part of all kinds of education in policies, in programs, etc., so that we can achieve a higher level of development in India. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor sir. This is really an honor to listen to you. I feel enlightened. What about you? I feel enlightened. What do you feel? People in front of me, I am asking you.
Wonderful out and out.
Only principal is here to say. इनके लिए wonderful था, आप लोगों के लिए कैसे था? बोलो. How was it? Give him a big hand. यार कुछ रिस्पॉन्स करो. आपको अगर बनना है, क्या बनना है? विश्व के गुरु बनना है. अगर आप नॉलेज को अप्रिशिएट नहीं करोगे, कैसे होगा? वो तो बता रहे हैं ना, आपको विश्व गुरु बनना है. आपको एक विवेकानंद प्रोड्यूस करना होगा, एक विद्यासागर प्रोड्यूस करना होगा, एक टैगोर पैदा करना होगा, एक अरविंद पैदा करना होगा. तभी तो विश्व गुरु बनोगे ना. मोदी के कहने से, एनईपी कहने से विश्व गुरु हो जाओगे. समझ रहे हो ना? Am I understandable?
Yes, sir.
Can you figure out what you are going to do? What type of personalities you are going to create through your institution? That is something to be pondered seriously and very seriously. ठीक है ना? ऐसे ही वो बात शुरू किया. फिर इन्होंने कहा हमारे लिए ज्ञान भाग दो हो जाता है, एक ट्रेडिशनल, एक है साइंटिफिक. फिर इसको सिंथेसाइज करते हुए इन्होंने एक बढ़िया बात बताया. क्या बताया? That the basis of scientific knowledge is traditional knowledge. Therefore, what does it imply for all of you? We have to analyze traditional knowledge critically, we have to document it, we have to preserve it, and we have to promote it. तभी बनोगे विश्व गुरु. ऐसे पॉलिसी में लिखा गया है, इन्होंने तो कोट भी किए हैं. ऐसे नहीं बनते हैं. ठीक है ना? कभी हम लोग थे विश्व गुरु, रियली में विश्व गुरु. आपके पास तो विश्व कवि है, तो विश्व को चमका दिया था विवेकानंद, है कि नहीं? ये लोग है ना, आप लोग इनके दायज है ना. बोलो ना, यस, बड़े जोर से बोलो. इसमें शर्म आता है क्या? बोलो. We are all the dayadas. Sorry for making such an English word. So we should do that. And इन्होंने क्या कहा? तीन चीजें: ज्ञान, प्रज्ञा, सत्य. ज्ञान एंड सत्य मोस्टली इक्विवेलेंट. ज्ञान तभी सत्य होता है. कल मैंने बताया था, बहुत कम लोग थे. ज्ञान तब सत्य होता है जब इसका यूटिलिटी हमको मिलता है. When we use it judiciously, the knowledge becomes wisdom, right? And वो आदमी को क्या बना देता है? प्रज्ञा, प्रज्ञावान, विद्यावान. ये सारे हमको बनाते. ज्ञान not enough. How are you going to utilize your knowledge judiciously, intelligently? This is a discerning exercise of knowledge. Can you do this? Think over it. And Indian philosophy is such that it integrates knowledge. फिलोसफी आप पढ़ाते हो, इंटीग्रेट करते हो नॉलेज, रियलिटी, वैल्यू, ये तो आपकी काम है ना।
Yes, sir.
ना प्रिंसिपल का काम है, आपकी काम है।
Yes, sir.
Right? So there is a typical Indian way of doing things. That is how we differ from Western thinkers and Western thinking. Indian way of life, which he emphasized. And while saying so, he has also talked of internationalization of higher education, multidisciplinary approach, थोड़ा बहुत flexibility in our curriculum designing, curriculum transaction, curriculum planning, evaluation, ये सब हमको करना है अगर हमको NEP 2020 इम्प्लीमेंट करना है। ये सब बात इसका सोर्स है NEP 2020। इसके बारे में आपको पहले से आपके प्रिंसिपल ने तैयार कर रखे है कि नहीं? याद है? भूल गए? NEP 2020 के बारे में जो सब सेमिनार यहाँ हुआ था, वहाँ NEP अनाउंस हुआ, आपकी कॉलेज में शुरू हुआ कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोग्राम। आपको याद है? कितने लोगों को याद है? आप बताओ भाई। बच्चों को तो याद नहीं रहेगा, छोटी पॉपुलेशन। हाँ, वही बात वो कह रहे हैं इनके ओन वे में। एंड इन्होंने बताया जैसे हम मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी पे जाएंगे, इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी पे जाएंगे, फिर इन्होंने आगे और चला गया, हमको ट्रांसडिसिप्लिनरी बनना है। भूल जाओ ज्योग्राफी, संस्कृत, इंग्लिश, एजुकेशन, कुछ नहीं। नॉलेज इज ए सिस्टम, सब नॉलेज इज होलिस्टिक। ये पर्सपेक्टिव आपका दिमाग में आ जाना चाहिए बाय दिस टाइम, राइट? एंड इन्होंने 3 बात बताए हैं। नॉलेज इज समथिंग which is continuous. Continuity is to be maintained. इसका मतलब नहीं है कि we will not refine ourselves, our traditions. Sometimes there are taboos in traditions. We have to be very careful. Because side by side he has also given importance on scientific method, scientific knowledge. And second means दृष्टि। ये दृष्टि है जो आपको दिया है गौतम बुद्ध ने। अपना दृष्टि बदला दो, फिर आपकी सृष्टि बदल जाएगा। The way you look at life, the way you look at your own living, that is दृष्टि, your vision and utility. This is a very pragmatic concept. जो ज्ञान हमको मिलेगा एजुकेशन से, इसको हम कैसे यूटिलाइज करेंगे जिंदगी में। आपकी हमारे साहब है सतपति जी, हम दोनों एक बैच की है। वो थोड़ा बुरे दिखते हैं, उनका थोड़ा ये हो गया है, बाल काला नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन हम बाल काला करने में शौकी रखते हैं। लेकिन हम एक बैच की है फॉर योर काइंड। बताया आपको याद है, हम जब स्कूल में पढ़ रहे थे, हमको अमरकोश एक पढ़ाया जाता था। इसमें बस रगड़ो, रटो, नाम याद रखो, अमर सिंह के कृत अमरकोश, फिर एग्जाम में लिख दो। लेकिन संस्कृत इतने स्वीट सब्जेक्ट है, लिख दोगे नाम विष्णु का, हो गया 4 मार्क। मैं आपको बताऊं, एक बार क्लास 8 में मैं संस्कृत का ट्रांसलेशन कभी हमारा पंडित जी ने हमको नहीं पढ़ाया था, लेकिन हम शुरू से एग्जाम में पढ़ गया, ट्रांसलेट करो उड़िया से संस्कृत को। मैंने कर दिया, जो कुछ संस्कृत इधर उधर से सुना था कर दिया। वो जो पंडित जी थे, मेरे को 5 दे दिया उसमें। मेरे साथ में एक लड़की थी जो फास्ट होती थी क्लास में। जब वो देखा संस्कृत में मेरा नंबर ज्यादा है, वो मेरे छीन के ले गई मेरे आंसर स्क्रिप्ट को। देखने लगी, सब में क्रॉस लगा था, लेकिन 5 मिला था। वो पंडित जी के पास गया, वो पंडित जी ने बढ़िया आंसर दिया। क्या बोला आपको बताऊं? 8th क्लास की बात है, मैं आज तक याद है मेरे को। इन्होंने कहा वो लड़का अटेम्प्ट किया है, तुमने तो छोड़ दिया, वो तो अटेम्प्ट किया है, इसमें कुछ कुछ करेक्ट संस्कृत वर्ड भी है। So I have given him, and he is the only student to attempt this. ऐसे करके हम संस्कृत में बहुत अच्छे नंबर रखे, ये सब देन है। So right, we have to go beyond our particular discipline, and we should teach our students those subjects which will work in life, right? And in बढ़िया demographic data दिया है, so factual things है, I will not touch upon that. You see one thing, while saying Maori, a tribal community, they have a concept of health values, and this is an endless concept. You will be very pleased. Actually, I didn't know this. After having heard this, I would like to repeat it to the audience. This health value, organic value, आप इंग्लिश में कह सकते हैं, इसका 4 डायमेंशन था इन लोगों का। स्पिरिचुअल डायमेंशन था, साइकिक डायमेंशन था, फिजिकल डायमेंशन था, फिर एक सोशल डायमेंशन भी था। जो बात आपको श्री अरविंद ने इंटीग्रल एजुकेशन में कहे थे, और एक बात इनका एडिशन है अरविंदो का, दैट इज वाइटल पावर दैट कम्स अलॉन्ग विद फिजिकल पावर। ठीक है ना? ये जो कंसेप्ट हमारे दिमाग में है, जो हेल्थ वैल्यू, हाउ इट कैन बी रिलेटेड विद साइकिक एंड स्पिरिचुअल वैल्यूज, हम कहते हैं ना, शरीरम मध्यम खलु धर्म साधनम। ठीक है ना? ये कंसेप्ट हमारा इंडियन कंसेप्ट है। बहुत सारे बात बताए, विद इन period of time he could cover in great details. I could not like him. So एथ्रोमेडिसिन की बात, नॉलेज ऑफ नेचर की बात हम कल कर रहे थे, एनवायरमेंटल असेसमेंट, सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन एंड कंजम्पशन, प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी, disaster reduction, all these things. But unfortunately, all these things are preserved in their songs, stories, drama, folklore, all these things, not documented. जब ये documentation नहीं होता है, क्या होता है? If it is not published, if you are not published, you are going to be perished. So आजकल के जमाने में हम कहते हैं either publish or perish. What would you like to prefer? Publish करोगे ना गुम हो जाओगे दुनिया से? बोलो ना, publish or perish. What is your choice? Publish. जोर से बोलो यार. Publish. हाँ, will publish. इसको ये काम आपको देके जा रहे हैं साहब का फिर दोबारा एडिशन भी है, ऑलरेडी प्रिंसिपल ने बोल दिया है, वो दोबारा आएंगे, देखेंगे आप लोग क्या पब्लिश किए, तैयार है इसके लिए? बोलो भाई, पब्लिश करोगे, डॉक्यूमेंट करोगे, तभी इसका जो इम्पोर्टेंस वो रहेगा, नहीं तो गुम हो जाएगा। जैसे ट्राइबल लैंग्वेज गुम होने जा रहा है, एक्सटेंशन हो जाता है, लैंग्वेज गुम हो गया मतलब क्या है? एक कल्चर गुम हो गया, एक कम्युनिटी गुम हो गया। We are having multilingual country. We are living in a multilingual country. All these varieties, diversities are the spice of life. जैसे बंगाली लोग खाना खिलाते हैं ना, बहुत सारे स्पाइस यूज करते हैं। हाँ, ऐसे इसको नेग्लेक्ट करना नहीं है, इसको खोज करना है, रिसर्च करना है, डॉक्यूमेंट करना है, पब्लिश करना है, नोटिस, सबका नोटिस को आ जाए कैसे, ऐसे सेमिनार वगैरह करके इसको you have to bring it to the focus of the people so that you can be वर्ल्ड गुरु बनना है ना? डर लगता है। विश्व गुरु आपको बनाकर जा रहे हैं, ये छोटी बात नहीं है भाई, ठीक है? और दिस इज नॉट द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ए सिंगल इंडिविजुअल, दिस इज कलेक्टिव विजडम। फिर वो जो नक्शा तैयार हो रहे हैं, बड़े चार्ज हो गए हैं, मैं इनको डिस्टर्ब थोड़ा कर रहा हूँ, वो हमारा जो वेद है, उपनिषद है, वो किसी पर्टिकुलर ऋषि ने नहीं लिखे हैं, अपौरुष से या that is our strength, that is our Sanatan Dharma, that is our Indian religion. Forgotten that? Fortunately for us, NEP 22 seeks to revive those, revitalize those for our purpose. Right? So collective wisdom, and again, most it's a buzzword nowadays. Sustainable development goals. इसके साथ जोड़ के इनके प्रेजेंटेशन को इन्होंने कंक्लूड किया। हाफ एन आवर टाइम में विदाउट नोटिस इन्होंने कंप्लीट किया, इधर आया। देखिए आप, यही है प्रेजेंटेशन। दिस इज समथिंग which we all must learn, right? And after having observed like this, I do not know if I have been able to give it 100% attention. I would request you to tell your observation. 5 minutes for you. If you have understood, please stand up, briefly tell your observation. If you have any query, please stand up and ask him. He is there, at your service, at your disposal. Anybody who is coming fast, please raise your hands. Quick, we don't have time. Yes? बच्चों की बात छोड़ो, faculty members. Yes, please. आपकी परिचय दीजिए, आपकी सब्जेक्ट बैकग्राउंड बताइए।
Okay, sir, I'm HOD of the Department of Geography, Dr. Prabha Bhattacharya, and I'm very much thankful to sir for your resourceful lecture, very really enriched. My question is, what are the recent trend of Janajati or tribal people in Indian knowledge system? I mean, what are the recent trends that from Janajati we can get in the Indian knowledge system?
So, what I understood from your question is, in recent times, how we can use Janadati's knowledge. Are you saying this?
Yes.
Okay. So, in recent times, we are witnessing the goal of sustainability, and everybody is talking about sustainability. Sustainable society, sustainable economy, sustainable ecology, sustainable family. So this sustainability issue is a big issue. And if you Google on the Google, then you'll find that there is a paper which tries to show that for each goal there are knowledges available in the tribal community. For example, the first goal is end of poverty. Then goal number 3 is reducing hunger, malnutrition, achieving higher order of health. Another goal is that having a peaceful earth. So all of these goals and all kinds of knowledges are available among tribal communities. In fact, the author has documented all knowledges relevant to all these goals, and it is a beautiful paper. You can read. I will share the paper with principals, and principals can share among the students and teachers. You have to read that. How each goal of sustainable development is linked to tribal knowledge, indigenous knowledge. So I am not going to discuss in detail, but I will share the paper. You can read it.
Thank you.
Any other question? We don't have time. We can take another 1-2 questions. Any students? Any one of the students? Not really. Okay. Any other faculty member? ये तो ज्योग्राफी कनेक्शन हो गया भाई। वो तो मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी बात कर रहे हैं, वो तो डिसिप्लिनरी बात हो जाता है। Anybody from any other discipline? क्या कर सकते हैं हम? बोलो। Yes. आपकी नाम बताओ भाई, आपकी बैकग्राउंड सब।
Hello sir. Good morning sir. I am from the Department of Political Science as assistant professor working there. So I have a critical question. Might possible that I may against kind of knowledge system right now the Indian system new education policy has implemented. The problem is that uh, the kind of policy, new education policy we has, you can grab from the Western society. Okay? So the multidisciplinary is a problem. If the multidisciplinary is being adopted by the foreign system and we try to grab the Indian knowledge system through that particular of approach, then what is the new then? What is the new? And the second thing I am trying to say you, that the existence of knowledge always exists against the problem. Even the religion can into being against the problem at that particular time people faced. So we have problem of apocalyptic, you can say, climate changes, problem of health in the form yoga we are facing. We presented to the world that we have yoga, and through yoga we can sort out the number of psychological and health problems. Now tell me that the base of education system we are generating and creating has the same approach the Western society has adopted. So how can you differentiate your Western approach to the Indian approach to extract the problem of, or to storing the problem of Indian knowledge system? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very good question. I think this is a critical question. It's like, everybody should have a critical mind. I'm very happy that you have a critical mind. So anybody can criticize anybody. So there is always open. Similarly, in the context of tribal knowledge, multidisciplinarity, climate change, you have raised some critical points. Like you said, Western societies are adopting multidisciplinary approach. India is adopting multidisciplinary approach by following them. See, in real sense, we are not following them. We are trying to bring solution to the problems that we face by adopting our own knowledge system, by conceptualizing in our own way, in Indian way. Like for example, tribe. The Westerners, they define tribe in a different way. Tribes are backward, they are illiterate, they are technologically not advanced, they are cheap. So these are the definitions given by the Westerners. But actually, do you think that these definitions are correct? No. Actually, tribals have many positive aspects. Those positive aspects need to be brought in the public. And through this, national education policy or say multidisciplinary approach, we are trying to discover those positive aspects that is available in tribal communities to the public, and we are trying to use the knowledge for advancement of science and technology for the betterment of the people. So that the point is, there are some issues which can be criticized, which has positive and negative issues, but we cannot reject outrightly. We have to make a balance. So this NEP is trying to make a balance by adopting certain principles of multidisciplinarity, by using our own approach, our own view, by collecting and conceptualizing things in our own way, that is Indian way. At the same time, NEP is not saying all modern knowledge is not good. NEP is not rejecting those knowledge systems. NEP is not rejecting the scientific advancement. NEP is not rejecting the knowledge system evolved in other societies outrightly. But NEP is trying to highlight our own knowledge system, our own approaches, our own understanding, for which can be used for the betterment of the society, for the life. Thank you, thank you. If any doubt, then you can discuss after this lecture. So as I said, nothing can be wrong, nothing can be right. You can criticize, everybody should have a critical mind. You have a critical mind. Like there are dichotomies in political sciences. Duties, rights, do's, do nots, Marxism, other isms, post-colonialism, structuralism, etc. There are many, concepts. We criticize sometimes, we sometimes accept. We need to, accept the good things and try to implement those good things, try to integrate the good things to our own system for the advancement of science and technology, for education, for our society. Thank you.
Well, would you allow me to supplement whatever you want? You see, you have made a distinction between Western knowledge system and Indian knowledge system. And you wanted to know how those systems can be integrated in the context of the NEP. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
May I say something? Hello.
Brief, one sentence.
Okay, sir.
Sentence.
Exactly what I am trying to say, that the problem that whatever the method we have adopted in the NEP, the production will be same as Western society has produced in the last 1,000 years. This is the problem I am trying to say. Not problem that I am not telling that what we have adopted will produce good. The philosophical foundation of Marx and new Marx is same, almost good. I am not telling anything against it, neither criticizing any method we had adopted. What I am telling, what we will supervise by the method, we will produce the same result what Western society has produced. Individualism is the problem.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So basically it's a question of conflict between mind and matter. The Western philosophy focuses around, including Marxism, focuses around materialism. Right? Indian philosophy focuses around mind. And we want to make a compromise between mind and matter. A synthesis between mind and matter. And coming back to tribal way of life and our own Indian way of life. Dr. Satyajit is here, he will elaborate. You see, in our society, we believe that we are born with to do Purusartha. This is a term, remember. Purusartha, matlab dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These four elements you will find in the life of tribals. They are religious minded people. They worship. Right? So dharma is there. They have religion. Broad concept of religion. They worship nature. They worship soil. They worship trees. They worship animals. They believe in religion. Right? And our concept of religion is also the same because we see God in everything. Right? Artha, they are money, but they are not as greedy as you are. जितना चाहिए इतना कमाओ, धर्म करके कमाओ. ये मुख्य. They believe in transmigration of soul. हो गया चर्चा? This is the philosophy. So in Indian philosophy, we are also talking about matter. अगर पैसा नहीं होगा तो हमारा जो डिजायर है वो फुलफिल कैसे होगा? लेकिन हम राइडर लगा देते हैं और डिजायर मस्ट बी डिजायरेबल. ठीक है ना? So we want to combine these two things. We want to have an inclusive culture, inclusive curriculum, inclusive school. That is the term they have frequently used in NEP 2020. So there is no conflict of interest. There is nothing called Western, there is nothing called Eastern. We have never rejected. Your Tagore has never rejected. Your Vivekananda has never rejected. He was never sectarian, In the World Parliament of Religions, he was never sectarian. He didn't talk anything from the point of Hinduism only. Right? So that was acceptable at that point of time. Why all those things cannot be revived now through our system of education? That exactly is said by, and there are different political angles, वो तो रहेगा ही, लेकिन थोड़ा कुछ कोर इश्यूज तो रहेगा ना, वही कोर इश्यूज इन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई करके आपको प्रेजेंट किया है. So for the time being, let us accept whatever he says. Is it clear? Thank you. So now it's time to listen to Dr. Satpathy, who was mastering over his own subject, who is a motivational speaker in his own area, right? And he's here. And I have told you yesterday that this is the cup of tea of the Sanskrit people. When you talk of knowledge system, we derive our system from Vedas, Upanishads, from different Indian schools of philosophy like Buddhism, Jainism, right? All these things. So, he will touch upon all those things, I hope. Another point is, where is the teacher who was asking the question? In Jainism, we accept one thing, that everybody is correct, nobody is wrong. ऐसी कुछ बात हमारा रिपीट करता है. आप जो बोलते हैं वो सही है, वो जो बोला वो सही है, हम सब हाथी देख रहे हैं, राइट? ऐसे हम सोचते हैं. Everybody has his own perspective, right? So we do not say that Western knowledge is bad, it's not good. They are very much utility oriented, very much practice oriented. वो सोलफुल की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम कर रहे हैं. वो तो अपना माइंड की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हम सोल की बात कर रहे हैं, हम डिफर जाते हैं. इसीलिए हम दावा करते हैं कि हम आगे जाएंगे और आगे जाएंगे, विश्व को लीड करेंगे. इसी करते हैं ना. आधार क्या है? संस्कृत लिटरेचर है, हमारा वेद है, हमारा उपनिषद है, हमारा फिलॉसफी है. So let us listen to Dr. Satpathy. His time starts now. He will talk to us within half an hour, so that your lunch time will not be delayed. Because you people are food lovers, I know. We are also. So within time we can finish it up. Sir, half an hour is your duration. Let us welcome him with a big hand.
हरि ओम. नमः माता पितृभ्यां, नमः गुरुभ्यः. जोगानंदम राधा कृष्णन प्रदीप्त मिश्र संज्ञकान वंदे नंदम शिवव्रतम लक्ष्मीकांतम राजाधिकार. जनजाति स्थिता खंडा राष्ट्र ज्ञान परंपरा जननी जनक गुरु गुरु जन सर्वदेव देवी गण सहृदय ज्ञान पिपासु गणेशु नमते काली प्रसन्न. भारते पश्चिम बंगराज्य पूर्व मेदिनीपुर मंडले योगदा सत्संग पालपाड़ा महाविद्यालय परिसरे संस्कृत विभाग द्वारा संयोजित जातीय चर्चावसरे विनम्र प्रणते समवेत शोधे सज्जन चरण तले সবঙ্গ সজনী কান্ত স্বর্ণময়ী যোগেন্দ্রনাথ কলেজ দ্বয় সংযোজিত সর্বকার্যক্রম হৃদয় স্পর্শে সুসজ্জা ভারতীয় সামাজিক বৈজ্ঞানিক গবেষণা প্রতিষ্ঠান পরিপোষয়তি কার্যক্রম ধারাম সদা প্রশংসা ভাজনম। নমো নমঃ। স্বল্পস্তু কাল বিষয় বিশাল तथा नंद महोदय पूर्वं सूचितवान् वयसा निर्बाल संजात किंतु बुद्ध्याहं बालः। हिंदी भाषा लिखितम भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में जनजातियों का योगदान, इंग्लिश भाषा लिखितम जनजाति's contribution to the development of Indian knowledge system। तरी बंग भाषा कह अनुवाद भावे भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा विकास कल्पे जनजातिদের যোগদান এটাই এক খুব বড় বিষয়। আমার মতন একজন অল্পজ্ঞ ব্যক্তি বর্ণনা করা খুব কষ্টকর ব্যাপার। আমার যেটুকু জ্ঞান আছে তাই নেই কিছুটাই বর্ণনা করতেই চেষ্টা করব। আমি বাংলা ভাষা জানি না আর জনজাতিদের ভাষা জানি না। আপনার মতন বিদ্বান লোককে যে আমি সন্তুষ্ট করতে পারবো এই বিশ্বাস আমার নয়, আমাকে ক্ষমা করবে। मेन खान इंजाट गाहिर मोचाते काटित बढ़ाए हज लगे कुरकुटो हुए काई इंज बंगला और जनजाति को वार बाइन बढ़ाया आपे लोकान शिक्षित हल कदा इंज बान खुशी पूरा वो हज डालेया बेया इंज संताली भाषा परमं सौभाग्यम मम विषय प्रवेशात् पूर्वमेव चर्चां करोमि। भाषा अमृता इति कथितवन्तः। भाषा कदापि मृता न भवति, भाषा अमृता भवति। ये सन्देहं जानन्ति, भाषा अमृता भवति। अमृतं सर्वेषां कृते न सुलभं, केवलं देवानां कृते अमृतं सुलभं। जे भाषा मध्ये अमृतत्वस्य संधानं कर्तुम् इच्छन्ति ते प्रथमतः देवा भवन्तु, देव्य भवन्तु। यदि अस्माकं निकटे दैविगुण न भवेत् तर्हि भाषा कुत्र, संस्कृति कुत्र, ज्ञानं कुत्र, सर्वं निष्फलं भविष्यति। राजनीति विज्ञानं विशेषज्ञः भौगोलिक विशेषज्ञपि प्रश्नद्वयं समीचीन भावेन कृतवान्। सा विद्या जा विमुक्तये, सा विद्या जा विमुक्तये अस्माकं विमुक्ति निमित्तं जा विद्या सा भारतीय ज्ञानं पाश्चात्य ज्ञानं किं सा विद्या जा नियुक्तये एम्प्लॉयमेंट ओरिएंटेड भवति। सा विद्या जा नियुक्तये सर्वे पाश्चात्य माध्यमेन शिक्षा ग्रहणं कुर्वन्ति। उद्देश्यं किं नियुक्ति मिलिष्यति। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपराया प्रभाव का मुक्ति मिलिष्यति। मुक्ति नाम संसार बंधन मुक्ति। तत्कर्म न तो बंधाय तदेव कर्म यत् बंधनं न करोति सर्वे स्वच्छंद भावेन परोपकार जनितं यत् कर्म कुर्वन्ति तदेव कर्म अहं वदामि। एते विद्वांसः किमपि कुर्वन्ति सर्वेषां ज्ञानम् अस्ति किन्तु ज्ञान द्वारा यदि कश्चित् लाभ न भवति तर्हि तत् सर्वं ज्ञानं निष्फलं वृथा। अस्तु विषयस्तु विशाल अत्र बिंदु चतुष्टयम् किं ज्ञानं भारतीयं किं ज्ञानं भारतीयं तत्र का वा परंपरा जनजाति's contribution to the development of Indian knowledge system भारतीयं ज्ञानं किं तत्र का वा परंपरा अस्ति जनजातिश्च का तत्र विकासाय वदानकम् भारतीयं ज्ञानं किं तत्र का परंपरा अस्ति पुनः जनजाति इति उच्चारणेन के परिचिताः भवन्ति तत्र भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा विकास निमित्तं किं योगदानम् अस्ति तर्हि ज्ञानं किं परंपरा का जनजाति कीदृशी कतिविधा जनजातियाः सन्ति भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा विकास निमित्तं जनजातीयानां योगदानं कीदृशं सम्प्रति स्वल्प समयस्तु नंद महोदयेन निर्दिष्ट तथा विहगावलोकनं करोमि। आदिवासी जनानां जनजाति जनानां एका जाति अस्ति बंडा इति कथ्यते वस्तुतः सा जाति बंदा भवति सा बंदनीया भवति रोमन लिप्या यथा लिखन्ति BAND एवं बंडा जाति किन्तु बंदा जेषां धर्म भवति प्रकृति वंदनां कर्तुं हिंदी भाषाया अल्लाह के बंदे बोलते हैं बंदे ईश्वरस्य समीपे आत्मसमर्पणं जेव कुर्वन्ति ते बंदा भवन्ति। वयं तु मूर्खाः अनुसरणप्रिया पाश्चात्याजना कथितवन्तौ लिखितवन्तौ बंदा वयं तु अधिक पाण्डित्येन बंडा इति उच्चारयामः। तत्र बंदा जनानां एका प्रार्थना अस्ति बंदा जना कीदृशं प्रार्थयन्ति आय आवो आतो खंचेट्रा बाना बेच आर रोग कदसाहा हुयुमा बाबा आयो गिद्रा सिम डंगरा सुक्री जत कगे भागी ते ताहेन माको अकयह आलोक नियाओ मा जतक मीते सुख कताहेन माता। बंदा प्रार्थनायाः संस्कृतानुवादः मया रचितः। प्रार्थयन् मातास्मद् ग्रामात् शार्दूल भल्लूक सत्परोगा दूरं यान्तु पिता माता पुत्र कन्याधेनु छाग कुक्कुटा सुखेन सन्तु तथा सुकरादे पशुपक्षिगणा कलहं नैव कुर्वन्तु एकत्र समस्ता जनजाति जना मिलिता सुखेन सन्तु। कीदृशं महनीयं चिन्तनं बंदा जनाः प्रार्थयन्ते अस्मात् ग्रामात् यहाँ से सब रोग बाघ भल्लो सात रोगों को दूर भगाइए जे हमारे पास पिता माता संतान गण है इन सबको सुख में रखिए। हमारे पास गाय बकरा और मुर्गियां जो सब कुछ है वे कभी कष्ट न भोग करे इसलिए कभी आपस में कलह न करे सब सुख में रहे। पुनरपि एकं जनजातीयं भावपूर्णं गीतं पश्चात् श्रावयिष्यामि। विषय मम प्रश्न तो आसीत् भारतीयं ज्ञानं किं ज्ञानं नाम तत्त्वार्थ संबोधः तथा नॉलेज विस्डम पर्यन्तं तु कथितवन्तः यथार्थ रहस्यस्य सम्यक् बोधः अवगमनं हि ज्ञानम्। न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते। ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा किमपि जलम आवश्यकम, एक कुछ पानी दीजिए। ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति। जिसके पास ज्ञान हो जाएगा उसको सब प्रकार की शांति मिल जाएगी। गीता में लिखा है, तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनः तत्त्वदर्शिनः। ज्ञानी तत्वदर्शी लोग आपको ज्ञान के बारे में बताएंगे। दुर्गा पूजा में सप्तशती चंडी का पाठ होता है, आप लोग सब जानते हैं। ज्ञानिनां मनुजा सत्यम किंतु ते नहि केवलम जतो हि ज्ञानिनां सर्वे पशु पक्षी मृगादय। सबके पास ज्ञान है, किंतु ज्ञान का प्रयोग करने वाला संसार में कोई एक ही मिल जाएगा, तभी बहुत कुछ। भारतीयं ज्ञानं किम भारत विषयकम भारतस्य गर्व गौरवास्पदम सांस्कृतिकम ऐतिहासिकम भौगोलिकम सामाजिकम ज्ञानम। आधुनिक मतेन भारतस्य सांप्रतिक प्रगति निमित्तम अपेक्षितम आवश्यकम ज्ञानं नाम विचारधारा। संप्रति अस्माकं किम इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम भारते जीवन यापनार्थम यत् किमपि सांप्रतिकं प्रगति निमित्तम अपेक्षितम तदेव आवश्यकम ज्ञानं नाम विचारधारा। अहिंसा परमो धर्मः सर्वधर्म समानता स्वभूमे संस्कृते रक्षा भारतवर्ष चिंतनम। भारत की ज्ञान परंपरा क्या है? न अहिंसा परमो धर्मः सर्वधर्म समानता। धर्म निरपेक्षता अस्माकं महत्व नहीं, सर्वधर्म समानता। ज्ञान विज्ञान तत्त्वानां मूलं स्रोतो हि भारतम्। पाश्चात्यं ज्ञानं भवतु, भारतीयं ज्ञानं भवतु, जनजाति ज्ञानं भवतु, तत्सर्वं मूलं हि भारतम्। भारतवर्ष सर्वस्वं संस्कृतेन प्रकाशितम्। भारतवर्षस्य सर्वं ज्ञानं सर्वस्वमेव संस्कृतेन प्रकाशितम्। तदर्थं संस्कृत भाषा मृत भाषा। संस्कृत भाषा मृत भाषा इति संस्कृत भाषा युक्त अमृत भाषा संस्कृत भाषा मृत भाषा। संस्कृत भाषा मृत भाषा अर्थ भवति संस्कृत भाषा संधि माध्यम युक्त अमृत भाषा। कश्चित् नास्तिक आगत्य लिखति गॉड इज नो हियर। आगत्य विशालाक्षरेण लिखति गॉड इज नो हियर। कैपिटल लेटर द्वारा लिखितवान्। तत्र गगनदेव महोदय आगत्य पठति गॉड इज नाउ हियर। चिंतनं विचारेण। जः मूर्ख लिखति गॉड इज नो हियर, स ज्ञानिनां कृते एव लिखति गॉड इज नाउ हियर। पाश्चात्या अस्माकं विघटनकारिणः धर्मान्धाः यत् किमपि वदन्ति तद् विरुद्ध अस्माकं ज्ञान परंपरायाः उत्थानं करणीयम्। अस्माकं परंपरा भारतीय संस्कृति अतीव महनीया। भारतस्य संस्कृति धारा मनोज्ञा। सामाजिक परंपरा महत्वपूर्ण। लोकेषु शांति मैत्री संहति प्रतिष्ठार्थम तथा च नैतिक मूल्यबोध जागरणार्थम उत्तर पुरुषाः जां श्रृंखलाधारान् अविच्छिन्न भावेन पालयन्ति तामेव परंपरा इति वदन्ति। अस्माकं पितृपुरुषाः पितामहः पूर्वपुरुषाः जां श्रृंखलाधारां पालितवन्तः। वयं तत् अविच्छिन्न भावेन यदि पालयामः तर्हि अस्माकं परंपरा सुरक्षिता भवति। जन्मदिन पालनं भवति कुत्र दीप प्रज्वलनं भवति ईश्वरस्य समीपे प्रार्थनां कुर्वन्ति सर्वे चिन्तयन्ति किमपि मङ्गलं भवतु अधिककालं जीवतु किन्तु सम्प्रति किं दृश्यते बालूनानां प्रयोगः तत्र फुत्कारेण द्वारा वायुपूर्णता स्फोटयन्ति बेलून माध्यमेन एवं कुर्वन्ति पुनः स्फोटयन्ति पुनरपि तत्र सिक्थवर्तिकां ज्वालयन्ति तत्र फुत्कारेण तत्र निर्वापनं कुर्वन्ति एवं विचित्र प्रथा परंपरा प्रथा द्वयोः मध्ये पार्थक्यं चिन्तयन्तु परवर्तिनः पुरुषाः यदेव पालयन्ति सा परंपरा किन्तु प्रथा भवति प्रकृष्टभावेन स्थापयति इति प्रथा यदि कश्चित् नन्द महोदय आगत्य किमपि कथितवन्तः एवं कुर्वन्तु अस्मिन् महाविद्यालये प्रतिवर्षम् एवं भविष्यति ततः परं सा प्रथा भविष्यति प्रथा विषयं सर्वे परंपरा इति चिन्तयन्ति आदिवासिनां जनजातीनां परंपरा प्रथा वा भवन्तः विचारयन्तु श्रद्धया आनन्देन परस्परं मिलित्वा स्मृतिं वयं चारयामः अतीतं गौरवं वयं चिन्तयामः भाविनः भविष्यत दायदान् प्रोत्साहयामः एवं अस्माकं परंपरा जनजाति ज्ञान परंपरा जनजाति इति का जन कः जनः पुनः का जाति जायते जनयति इति जनः ज जन्म ग्रहणं करोति जः जननं कारयति जः स्वयं जन्म ग्रहणं करोति पुनः सन्तानं उत्पादयति स एव जनः जननं शीलम् अस्य इति जनः पैदा करना उसका धर्म है इसलिए इसको जन बोलते हैं जन स्थान विशेष दंडकारण्यम जन स्थान निवासिने शूर्पणखा ताड़का प्रवृत्तः जन स्थान निवासिन जन समूह बोधकः जनः लोक समूहश्च गोष्ठी जाति रीति स्मृता जन लोक गण समूहवाचक जाति तो भवति गोष्ठी पूरा पंच जनाः आसन् अस्माकं भारते ज्ञान परंपरायां पंच जनाः आसन् पूरा पंच जनाः आसन् वैदिका जनतांत्रिका अनु द्रुः कुरु पुरु भरता पंचनायकः अनु द्रुः कुरु पुरु भरत इति पंचविधा जननायकः पंच जनाः आसन् क्रमेण परिवर्तिता प्रकृते सेवका सर्वे क्रमेण परिवर्तिता भरत जनपद नामानुसारम अस्माकं देश भारत जनपदम भारतम जातम ऋग्वेदे प्रतिपादितं गणानाम्ना पुनः केचित् विभक्ता जनजातयः प्रायेण भारतस्य उत्तरत मध्यभागं यावत् जनगोष्ठी परिव्याप्ता मध्यभागात् दाक्षिणात्यं यावत् गणगोष्ठी परिव्याप्ता आसीत् बंगप्रदेशस्य मूर्धन्य कवि कवीन्द्र रवीन्द्र यदर्थम जातीय संगीते कवीन्द्रेण रवीन्द्रेण सम्यक् संयोजितम् ये भारतेर महामानवेर सागरतीरे लिखितम् अस्ति किन्तु अस्माकं जातीय संगीतं तत्र किं जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पुनरपि अंतिमे पदे अस्ति जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे जन गण मन अधिनायक जन जनजाति जनजातयः आर्याः जनपदेन बोधिताः जे आर्य भिन्नाः आसन् ते गणाभिधानाः जन गण मन समग्र भारतवर्षस्य जनगण जनजातीनां गणाभिधानानां मनस अधिनायक परमेश्वर जयतु। भारतीय ज्ञान विज्ञान परंपरा विकास निमित्तं जनजातीयानां योगदानं अवदानं योगदानं विकासार्थं राष्ट्रस्य विभवैः सह सहयोगं च सामर्थ्यं प्रवदन्ति विचक्षणा। योगदानं विकासार्थं राष्ट्रस्य विभवैः सह जनजातीयानां किं धर्मः धर्मः राष्ट्रस्य विभवैः सह राष्ट्रस्य विकासार्थं सहयोगं सामर्थ्यं विचक्षणा जनाः विद्वांसः तद्विषये वदन्ति। एतत् जनजातीनां योगदानं। सम्प्रति जनजाति रूपेण या गोष्ठी परिचिता भवति, पूर्वं जनजाति शब्द संविधाने नासीत्। कौशलक्रमेण आदिवासी वनवासी गिरिजन जनजाति शब्दानां प्रयोगः संविधान द्वारा कृता। संविधान द्वारा कृता व्यवस्था अनुसूचित जाति अनुसूचित उपजाति जनजाति इत्यादि भी विभेद भावना बलवती जाता। प्रायेण जन्म मात्रेण आकृत्या प्रकृत्या च समाना एक जाति विशेषः। तेषां भौगोलिक स्थिति स्वाभाविकी प्रवृत्ति सामाजिकी सांस्कृतिकी परिस्थिति च राष्ट्रस्य सामूहिक भावनायाः परिकल्पनां साधयति। भारतीय जनजातीय चेतनायां वैदिकी वाङ्मयी मूर्छना गुरुत्वपूर्णा। सर्वदा सर्वथा च जनजातीय चरित्र सामान्य लोक चरित्रे च सा महनीया सती स्वतंत्रता अधिकरोति। जनजाति विषय जनजाति भाषा विषय का भाषा उत्तराखंडे आसीत् गोजी भाषा विस्मृता अस्मादृशा जे मूर्खा भारतीयाः सर्वं विस्मृतवन्तः। वयम् अधिकं ज्ञातुं न इच्छामः, तदर्थम् अस्माकं समीपे भाषा मृता। वयं वस्तुतः वयं कृताः, वयम् अधिकं ज्ञातुं न इच्छामः। वेदानां आविर्भाव समये न आसीत् गोष्ठी न च श्रेणी संघर्ष न च कश्चित् संप्रदाय न भाषा विवादः न च जाति धर्म वर्णगत कुच्छित संस्कार यजुर्वेदानुसार सर्वं जनजातीय चरित्रे प्रतिफलितम्। ते हि पुत्रासो अदिते प्रतिवसे मर्त्याय योधेर्यच्छत जस्रम्। जे मानव जातेः कल्याणार्थं जीवन्ति ते भूमिपुत्राः। ते संकीर्ण विचारेण प्रान्तीय चिन्तया च भूमेः मर्यादां न खण्डयन्ति। एतेव भूमिपुत्राः। अथर्ववेदे कथितमस्ति माता भूमि पुत्रो अहं पृथिव्या पुनरपि भूरसि भूमिरसि दितिरसि। जे संस्कृतं जानन्ति वर्ण पूजा कलश पूजादिकं जानन्ति। विश्वस्य भुवनस्य धर्त्रीं पृथिवीं गच्छ पृथिवीं दृङ्घ पृथिवीं मा हिंसि। अतः सम्यक् च सव्रता भूत्वा वाचं वदत भद्रया। एवं क्रमेण अस्माकं ज्ञान परंपरा ब्रह्म राजन्याभ्यां शूद्राय चार्याय च स्वाय चारणाय। ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र निषाद परवर्ती समये व्यवस्था विहिता। समाजे ज्ञानकर्तृ रक्षाकर्तृ सेवाकर्तृ जीविका निर्वाह द्रव्य प्रदातृ आत्मीय जाजावर जनेषु जीव समुदायेषु च जनजातिषु कल्याण वचन कार्यं करणीयम् इति भावना। दास महोदय कथितवन्तः जंगल जल जमीन जमीन
जल जंगल
जल जंगल जमीन जमीन प्रथमतः जमीन इति कथ्यते। जमीन इति जन्म भूमि आद्ये जमी जमीन जन्मभूमि सेवा सुरक्षा निमित्तं जनजातीयानां परमः धर्मः। जलम जलम बिना कोऽपि न जीवति। पुनः अपि जंगल भवन्तः जानन्ति जंगल जंगल शब्दस्य मूलं किं जंग जंग अर्थात वृक्ष। नीलाचल धामे पुरी क्षेत्रे विराजमान भवति जगन्नाथ वस्तुतः स जनजातीयानां नाथ स जंगनाथ। ओडिशा राज्ये कदापि जगन्नाथ शब्द न आसीत्। पश्चिम बंग जना तत्र गत्वा जगन्नाथ शब्दस्य ओडिया भाषायां पुरुषोत्तम शब्द आसीत्। बंगीय जना जनजातीयाः जनाः एव जगन्नाथ शब्दस्य प्रस्थापकाः। जंगनाथ जंगस्य नाम वृक्ष समूहस्य। जंगम लाति इति वृक्षं लाति इति जंगलः जांगलिकः। जंगनाथ ग्राम देवता जांगली इति कथ्यते जागुलेई इति कथ्यते। तत्र वन देवता जंग जल जन भुवान् जत्नत रक्षणमेव जनजातीयानां धर्मः। वस्तुतः सर्वे जनजातीयाः सर्वे वयं सर्वे जनजातीयाः क्रमेण सभ्यतया विकसिता नागरिका ग्रामवासिनः नगरवासिनः संजाता। जनजातीयानां मौलिकं चरित्रं साम्प्रतिकं विभाति। वैदिक मन्त्राः अपि तमङ्गीकुर्वन्ति। जनजातीयानां गोष्ठीषु य विचार विद्यते क्रमेण स एव विचार जनतन्त्रेषु गणतन्त्रेषु वा प्रतिफलितः। मन्त्रं चिन्तयन्तु। जनजातीयानां भाषयापि कथयन्ति। अज्येष्ठासो अकनिष्ठासः एते सम्भ्रातरो बावृधो सौभगाय। ऋग्वेद। अस्माकं मध्ये हमारे बीच में कोई बड़ा नहीं कोई छोटा भी नहीं, हम सब भाई भाई। वैदिकं चिन्तनं जनजातीयाः तथा एव कथयन्ति। वयं सहयोगिना भ्रातर अस्मासु नास्ति कश्चित् ज्येष्ठः कनिष्ठः इति। विश्वानि देव सवित दुरितानि पराशुव जद भद्रं तन्न आशुव। एवं क्रमेण संगच्छध्वं संवदध्वं संगो मनांसि जानतां सर्वे मिलित भावेन कर्म कुर्वन्तु। जनजातीयानां मध्ये नास्ति अस्माकं गणतन्त्र निर्वाचन सदृश संघर्ष नास्ति। परस्परं स्वविचारेण शांतिपूर्ण व्यापार माध्यमेन पंचायत व्यवस्था माध्यमेन सर्वं समाधानं कुर्वन्ति। पंचजनानां सामूहिकं कल्याणमपि काङ्क्षितं ऋग्वेदे। चिन्तयन्तु जनजाति विषये। पंचजना मम होत्रं जुषन्तां गोजाता उतये जज्ञास पृथिवी न पार्थिवा हयत्वम् हसोन्तरिक्षं दिव्यात्पत्तस्मान्। अमर कोशे लिखितमस्ति मनुष्या मानुषा मर्त्या मनुजा मानवा नरा स्योपिमांस पंचजना पुरुषा पुरुषा नर। ये पंचजना समाजे जे मानवा निवसन्ति ते सर्वे एव पंचजना। अत्र भेद भावना नास्ति। अनु द्रुह पुरु पुरु भरतादि पंचजनेषु भरतजन नेतृत्वाधीनं क्षेत्रं भारतमिति प्रसिद्धम्। सर्वे जानन्तो विश्वामित्रस्य रक्ष्यति ब्रह्मेणं भरतं जनम्। विश्वामित्र नाम महान् ऋषि। विश्वामित्रेण ऋषिणा प्रचोदितः भारत जनस्य नेतारः सर्वे अग्रे गताः। एतदर्थं गायत्री मंत्रस्य ऋषि भवति विश्वामित्र। भारत जनपदस्य मार्गदर्शकः भवति ऋषि विश्वामित्र। तैत्तरीय आरण्यके उत्तिष्ठत जाग्रत अग्निविच्छेदं भारत। अत्र जनजातीयानां भारतानां कृते उद्बोधनं प्रदीयते। जनजातिषु वर्ण व्यवस्था नाम आजीविका वैदिकी प्रतिभाति। देव मनुष्य अमरकोशं जे पठन्ति ते सम्यक् जानन्ति। देव मनुष्याणां गंधर्वाप्सरसां सर्पाणां पितॄणां च एतेषां वा एतत् पंचजनानां उक्थं विश्वे देवाः अदिते पंचजनाः देवाः असुरेभ्यः पूर्वे पंचजना आसन् पंचजना जे जनजातीयाः देवानां पूर्वमेव देवेभ्यः पूर्वम् असुरेभ्यः पूर्वमपि आसन् देव मनुष्य गंधर्व समापयिष्यामि इति लिखितमस्ति किं वा संकेतः आगतः समापयिष्यामः रासलीला प्रसिद्धा किन्तु रासलीलाया रहस्यं जनजातितः गतं हल्लीशक क्रीडा भागवते ब्रह्मवैवर्त पुराणे गीतगोविन्दे सम्यक् वर्णितं मण्डलेन तुजत् क्रीडा नृत्तं हल्लीशकं तु तदेव जनजातीय नृत्यं तत्र नेता भवेत् एको गोपस्त्रीणां यथा हरिः तालबन्ध विशेषयुक्तं नृत्यं रास इत्युच्यते महाकवि बाणभट्टोपि हर्षचरिते एतद्विषयं सूचितवान् अष्टौ षोडश द्वात्रिंश यत्र नृत्यन्ति नायका पिण्डोबन्धानुसारेण तन्नृत्यं रासकं स्मृतम् एवं क्रमेण यतः विद्याधराप्सरो जक्षो रक्ष गंधर्व किन्नरः एते सर्वे जनजातीयाः पुनरपि किराताश्च निषादाश्च सबराश्चैव पर्वराः पुलिन्दाश्चैव रमठा म्लेच्छा विविध संज्ञकाः अरण्ये पर्वते चैके बहिर्देशा च अन्त्यजा ब्रह्मक्षेत्र प्रसूताश्च वैश्य शूद्र गुणोद्भवा अस्माकं समाजे जे जनजातीयाः सन्ति तेषां मध्ये एतादृशी भावना अस्ति पञ्चनिमेषमध्ये समापयितुम् अनुरोधं करोमि मुण्डा सम्प्रदायाः सन्ति किमर्थं मुण्डेन लोह खनिज द्रव्योद्धारका मुण्डाभिधाना तत्र रक्तपाषाणखण्डाङ्गे इति मौरपीति कथयन्ति मौर्य रक्तवर्णपाषाणां तत्र मार्गमध्ये क्षिपन्ति तेव मौर्या भवन्ति मुरा मोरं शब्दतः मौर्या मौर्या हंसदा जनजातीयजनानां मध्ये हंसदा सन्ति हंसदा अर्थात पारद चूर्ण सिंदूरोत्पादन शोधकः हंसदा ओराम ओराम शब्दस्य अर्थ ग्रीक भाषायां सुवर्णम ओराम संज्ञकः साक्षात् सुवर्ण संग्राहकः जे जनजातीयाः भूमि खननात् परं सुवर्ण संग्रहं कृतवन्तः ते ओराम संज्ञकः कर्कटाः सन्ति कर्कटा नाम कर्कटा इति ज्यामिति चित्र निपुणः विशेषतः झारखंड पूर्वं कर्कखंड इति आसीत् किस्कु जनजातीयानां मध्ये किस्कु कौटिल्यस्य अर्थशास्त्रे भरद्वाजस्य वैमानिक रहस्ये मापताप निरूपणं लोह द्रव्य निर्माण समये वस्त्रे कर्मारशालायां वायु संचालनं किस्कु इति वदन्ति टोपो टप्पो टोपाज टोपाज शब्दस्य मूलं भवति तप्तजम तप्तजम रत्नं जे निष्कासयन्ति तेषां संज्ञा सिक्कुं एकविध भस्मांकार संरक्षक मींच मीन सदा जले लोह धूत कर्मणि निमग्नाः मींच मीन संज्ञका एक्का अत्र तु कच्छप विषये सर्वे जानन्ति कच्छप सदृशा कठिन पृष्ठा खनिजोत्तोलने प्राचीर निर्माणे दक्षाः एक्काः तेषां विश्वासः तत्र कच्छप मांस भक्षणेन शरीरम् अधिकं सुस्थं भवति विषाद भिल्ल जे नीचे सीदन्ति निम्न भागे उपविशन्ति ते स्वयं निषाद इति कथयन्ति भागवतानुसारं राज्ञः बेनस्य दक्षिणहस्तात् निषादः सञ्जाता वामहस्तात् सबरा भिल्ला सञ्जाता अर्थात राज्ञः दक्षहस्त तुल्या जे कार्यं कुर्वन्ति स्म ते निषादः वामपार्श्वे स्थिताः जे कार्यं साधयन्ति ते सबरा भिल्लाः। कोल्ला इति जाति विषये सर्वे जानन्ति। कोल्हापुर इति प्रसिद्धं स्थानं। कोल्ला शब्दस्य अर्थः भवति वराह। वराह जातीयाः कोल्हापुर ऋष्यमिक मुख्य पर्वतादीनां कोल्ला संप्रदाये रक्ष्यते। कोल्लप इति कथयति लक् लक्ष्मी तत्र पायते रक्ष्यते। तालकं तालकं नाम अलङ्कारादिकं यत्र संरक्षणं भवति तदेव तालकं भवति। लक् इति आङ्ग्ल भाषायां कथयति। वानर शब्दः भवति वनर। वनर भवति वनं जलं राति राति इति जलाशय मध्ये द्रुत प्रेक्षणाकार वानरा सामुद्रिक पत्तन रक्षकः। यदर्थं वानर शब्दस्य वनर बन्दर पोताश्रय बन्दरनायक जनजातीयानां संज्ञापि बन्दरनायक अस्ति। भारततः गत्वा श्रीलङ्कां प्रति बन्दरनायकाः तत्र गताः। कन्ध कन्ध जातीयाः भवन्ति किष्किन्धा राज्यस्य अधिवासिनः। किष्किन्धा राज्यं कन्धप्रधानम्। तत्रत्या कन्धा कन्धमालं जनपदम् आगत्य बसतिं स्थापितवन्तः। किष्कव कन्धेन भारं नयन्ति इति हेतोः किष्किन्धा नाम प्रसिद्धं। संक्षेपेण गण्ड गण्ड इति भारतस्य गण्डभाग विन्ध्याचल गण्ड गण्डाभिधान गोंडवानालैंड गोंडा गोंडाल नामत्रयेण प्रसिद्धम्। गवान् पुराघातेन पवित्रितं स्थानं बरिहा वराहावतार समये सबराणां संज्ञा। तत्र भूमिज संप्रदायाः भूमिजात वृक्षाणां लतानां वनौषधि रक्षकाः भवन्ति। गमाङ्ग गोरक्षकाः। तत्र खडिया खनका मुण्डपृत्तन केरल जातीयाः वंशराज्ञी क्रीडां ये कुर्वन्ति। माण्डी धनिक संप्रदाय मुर्मु प्रायेण जनजातीयानां पुरोहिताः। एवं क्रमेण टुडु जे टुडु संज्ञकाः सन्ति ते रसिकाः काव्य रचना परायणाः। एवं क्रमेण धर्म भवति जनजातीयानां शरणा। स्वरेण तेषां नाभिच्छेदनं भवति। स्वर तत्र लोक प्रधानं शिशूनां शय्या समीपे स्वरमेव विद्यते। स्वर माध्यमेन जीविका निर्वाहं जातं पुनरपि स्वरेण नाभिच्छेदनं जातं। तदर्थं तेषां धर्म स्वरण्यः पश्चात् स्वरणा सम्प्रति सारणा इति एसे आगे एलिते स्वरण स्वरात् आगत्य सम्प्रति सारणा पर्यन्तं गतम्। अस्तु एवं क्रमेण बहवः अहं तु पठितवान्। स्वल्पस्तु काल विषय विशाल स्वल्पेन कालेन किंवा कथयामि। रामायणे न निषाद सवै राम मूर्खया चर्तुमागतः। राम निषाद वेषेण एव आगतः। महाभारते यत् किमपि वर्णितं रामायणे बहु वर्णितं। गुहकस्य सुहृद राम सवज्ञा परिवेशित परिसेवितः। महाभारते कृष्णेन पाण्डवैः सार्धं विविधैः वनवासिभिः कृत्वा स्वजन सम्पर्कं राष्ट्रैकत्वं समाहितम्। हिरण्यधनुषः सबरराजस्य पुत्र भवति एकलव्य। एकलव्यस्य नाम्ना सम्प्रति क्रीडकानां कृते पुरस्कारः दीयते। जे संस्कृतं जानन्ति किरातार्जुनीयं। शिवः स्वयं किरातवेषेण आगत्य अर्जुनेन सह युद्धं कृतवान्। जनजातीयाः अतीव विश्वस्ताः न तु विश्वासघातकाः। तदर्थं श्रियः कुरुणामधिपस्य पालने प्रजासु वृत्तिं यमजुन्तवेदितुं सवर्णिलिङ्गे विदितः समाजयो युधिष्ठिरं द्वैतवने वने चरः। युधिष्ठिरः जनजातीयं वनेचरं गोपन तथ्य संग्रह निमित्तं नियुक्तवान्। अहं तु जे शिक्षकाः जे सभाध्यक्षाणाम् आदेशं न पालयन्ति ते परममूर्खाः। जे सभायां सन्ति यदि सभाध्यक्षाणां मतं न पालयन्ति ते असभ्याः भवन्ति। अस्तु, एकं जनजातीयं गीतम् आदिवासीजनाः किमपि गायन्ति, के बोधुं न पारयन्ति, तत्र हिळि हिळि ढुं ढुं रुं झुं 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 एवं क्रमेण किमपि वाद्य आगच्छति। तत्र शिवताण्डव, नरसिंहताण्डव, भैरवताण्डववत् ध्वनि आगच्छति। एकं जनजातीयं भावपूर्णं गीतं नाचीवन पर सेंज दिन आरसीले का गुजुला गिदगे होय जीवी हासा हलम हासारे मिलाऊ लायक दे दीन दही जो दीन द सेना दीन दरवाल ही जुआ रूपद ही जो रूपद सेना रूपद बायरवाला एतत् जनजातीयं गीतम् अहं श्रुतवान्। मौखिक साहित्यम् आवश्यकम् अस्ति, भाषा कदापि वृथा न भवति। रहस्यं किं तत् जनजातीयः जतेव सन्ताली संगीतं भावगर्भकं गायन्ति तस्य साक्षात् संस्कृतानुवादः। जीवनं द्विदिनं दर्पण समानं शरीरं हि मृत्तिका घटतुल्यं मृत्तिका घटे च वहति पवन फुल्लकुसुमित चलचञ्चलम् पवने गते मलिनं फुल्लं घटः प्रयातित स्थानं मूलम्। अर्थात जीवनम हमारे जीवन सिर्फ 2 दिन के लिए, तो दर्पण समान, दर्पण का यदि पतन हो जाएगा वो तो फट जाएगा। शरीरम हमारे सब लोगों का शरीर शीर्ण होने के लिए, दाह होने के लिए मिट्टी की बनाया जाता है, इसलिए मृत्तिका घट से जब पवन निकल जाएगा अस्माकं जीवनम सब कुछ नष्ट हो जाएगा। दिनम आयाति चलति पुनः आयाति रात्रि पुनश्च दिनम सृष्टि नियमे नश्वर देहे रूपजौवने स्वल्पं च क्षीणम् गते जीविते करोति नैव प्रत्यावर्तनं कदापि पुनः यौनं जीवनं दिनं रजनीं सदा सेवस्व देहधर्मेण। यजुर्वेदे अस्ति यजमानस्य पशून् पाहि। सन्ताली जनाः समतालेन कार्यं कुर्वन्ति कथयन्ति पशून् रक्षे जचण्डिका। तत्र वृक्षम ईश्वराश्रयमिति वृक्षम चिन्तयन्ति समग्रां पृथिवीं प्रकृति रूपेण विचारयन्ति। स्वतंत्र जनजातीय शिक्षण प्रशिक्षणानुष्ठानेन प्रोत्साहिता भवन्तु। सर्वकारेण जनजातीय कल्याण निमित्तं स्वल्पसंख्याकाः उन्नताः वस्तुतः बहवः निष्पेषिताः दलिताः। सौभाग्यक्रमेण जनजाति महिला अस्माकं भारतवर्षस्य सर्वोच्च स्थानम् अधिकृतवती। सर्वे तादृशः भवितुम् अर्हन्ति वा? सर्वेषां सहयोगकामनया सुस्थ शरीरस्य निर्माणनिमित्तं सर्वेषाम् अङ्गानां यथा आवश्यकता अस्ति समग्र सुस्थ भारतस्य सुष्ठुकरणार्थं भारतवर्षस्य सुंदरता निर्माण निमित्तं सर्वेषां जातीयानां जनजातीयानां ये यत्र सन्ति सर्वे मिलित्वा कार्यं कुर्वन्तु। एतदर्थं सर्वे जनाः यत्नवन्तः भवन्तु। समाजे संस्थिताः सर्वे जनाः सन्तु सुखान्विताः। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखं भाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। मदर्थं ज समय प्रदत्तः तदर्थम् अहम् अज्ञः येन केन प्रकारेण कार्यं समाप्तवान्। दोषानिमित्तं क्षमा प्रार्थनां करोमि। सर्वेषां मंगलम भवतु जनजातीयानाम् अधिकं मंगलम भवतु यदि जनजातीयाः अधिकेन भावेन सुखान्विता न भविष्यन्ति अस्माकं जीवन जीविका नष्टा भविष्यति पुनरपि सर्वेषां कृते विनम्र प्रणतिपूर्वक विरति वन्दे मातरम् अत्र अस्मि तत्र गमिष्यामि वा
So you are listening to Dr. Sakti. That was a discourse in Sanskrit. So let us give him a big hand for his deliberation in Sanskrit. And it was amazing. After having listened to him, will you call him an Agnya or Vidya? But that is the greatness of the man who says, like the secretary, that only thing I know is I do not know. That is your greatness, sir. Thank you so much for the brilliant discourse. And it's really a fantastic research, fabulous research. He started with a very optimistic note. Language will never die. There will be no extinction of language because there is Amrita in the language. But sometimes we have to go by evidence. As a matter of fact, language is dying, getting extinct every day. That is the research evidence. So we have to do something to save it, to protect it, to preserve it, and we have to do it. That optimism is good. We must start with a positive attitude. Right. And another interesting thing which I liked, he analyzed learning, education from two different points of view. एक है साविद्याजा विमुक्तये. That is the intrinsic value we are to learning and education. And savidyaja nijuktaye. That is an instrumental value we are to education. And both the concepts have been given in the policy. And this semantic analysis, etymological basis of words related to the education of scheduled tribe, he has done a lot of research. So much thanks to you, sir. You have collected so much of information, very informative, very inspiring. Almost most of the tribes, he went to the root. He did a beautiful etymological analysis of those words. And he showed how a particular word, can be interpreted from different perspectives. That is very unique in his presentation. And another very good interpretation of God. Those words, atheists, they say, God is nowhere. But our interpretation, Indian way of interpreting, is God is now here. That is the Vedic philosophy. Ronaldo, are you there?
Yes, sir.
God is now here. Can you make it believe by our people? That will be the success of seminar. Like so many word by word analysis he did. I will not go into the details. And he has also given the reference of Ramayana, the character of Guhaka, and also Mahabharata when he referred to Ekalavya. So many elements we can get from epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. But those are prehistoric days. And if we go by his way of analysis, scientific way, we cannot rely too much on Puranas. Because we have to show to the world that whatever we have found out it has a reason, it has a genuine source. There is science behind this, there is proof behind this. Then only everybody in the world will accept your value, your knowledge system. As you were saying. Unless we give any proof, unless we give any evidence, we cannot be world guru. That is something we have to remember. And but he has tried his best. We have to establish this truth. Again, I will go back to him. We have to document whatever has been said in Ramayana, Mahabharata, and we are living with this. That is something very important. It's not that we think something, we say something, we do something different. So with this genuineness in mind, if we do more and more research, this Indian knowledge system can be enriched with addition of this tribal indigenous knowledge system. This can be established, and then only we can be pioneers in education. ऐसे कहने से नहीं होता है. It becomes a political slogan. I'm sorry. Let us not go by rhetoric. Do something practical. काम है हम सबका. And if required, such multidisciplinary seminar must be organized very frequently. Our knowledge base should be strengthened. Even multidisciplinary research projects can be taken. And for this type of studies, we have to do qualitative research. Right? We have to go to the ground, and we have to find out the ground reality. These are all actual realities. Unless we go down to the field, like an ethnographer, we cannot feel the situation. Only sympathy, empathy with tribals, welfare activities, that will not serve our purpose. We have to feel what they are thinking, how they are solving problems. How could they interpret nature so nicely? We cannot say that they are not creative people. We cannot say that they are not intelligent people. Researchers have shown that they are as intelligent as their non-tribal counterparts. And once we accept that intelligence is a multidimensional concept, that is concept of multiple intelligence, as Gardner says, we have to accept the STP. There may not be certificate holders, degree holders like us, but whatever experience they have, life experience, that is to be cast on by educated people like us, by research scholars like us. So give scope to your students to go to a tribal village, live with them, learn from them, come back and submit a research project. That type of research is wanted, needed. So with these remarks, I come to an end of this session. Thank you so much for giving patient attention. You have been very patient. And unlike yesterday, you are here attending to both the resource persons. On behalf of them, I express my gratitude to all of you. Right? So, again, our gratitude goes to the principal of the institution, the convener, and all the faculty members who have worked like a team to make it a success. And after this session, I will say that this is a grand success. Thanks to the uncle also. Now I will request her to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for moderating this session so efficiently. We heard our two very erudite speakers, Professor Shivabrata Das and Dr. Kalikushna Shakpati. I will now request our audience, the students in our audience,
we will break for lunch. The students in our audience, please collect your refreshments, your tiffins from the seminar hall itself, and our invited guests may proceed to the dining hall, girls hostel dining hall for lunch. Thank you. We shall meet back in the seminar hall. This is especially for the students. Please return to the seminar hall by 2:30. We will begin with the session by Professor Shashanta Kumar Raj and then proceed with the valedictory session. So, please return to the seminar hall by 2:30 p.m. Okay? Thank you so much.
सर्वेषां छात्राणां कृते निवेदनं ते कृपया अस्मिन् मार्गे एव सो टिफिन इत्यादिकं नीत्वा गच्छन्तु। पुनः आमन्त्रिताः अतिथयः अस्माकं छात्रीनिवासे तत्र भोजन व्यवस्था अस्ति। सर्वे कृपया तत्र मध्याह्नभोजनं कृत्वा पुनः आगमिष्यन्ति। कोऽपि छात्राः कोऽपि आमन्त्रिताः अतिथयः कृपया न आगमिष्यन्ति। अस्माकम् अन्तिमपर्यायः भविष्यति, अतः सर्वे तत्र उपवेशनं कृत्वा गमिष्यन्ति। धन्यवादः।